Hello students, welcome to Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. Organization of Commerce and Management. In that, today we are going to start with first chapter, that is Introduction of Commerce and Business. Introduction of Commerce and Business. Introduction. All human beings require different types of goods and services to satisfy their needs. So they keep themselves busy and do some activity throughout their life. All activities can be classified as economic and non-economic activity. Students, you can see in the diagram, human activities are divided into two parts: non-economic activities and economic activities. Non-economic activities are those activities which are performed for personal life, personal satisfaction, and in that you will not get a single amount of money. Economic activities are those activities which we are doing, and in that we are getting some amount of money. Economic activities are divided into three parts: business, profession, and employment. So students, now we are going to learn in detail explanation about both the activities. So first we are going to start with the non-economic activities. Human activities which are performed to satisfy personal, social, religious, cultural, and sentimental requirements without monetary expectation is known as non-economic activities. For example, reading book, serving people, cooking by mother for their child. In this all, you are getting personal satisfaction, or you are doing this activity to show love and affection for your dear one. In these activities, you are not getting any amount, any monetary consideration. So that's why it is considered as non-economic activities. Now, economic activities. Economic activities are those activities which involves production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services at all levels within a society. It means this economic activities is normally known as production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, which is done by all people in the society. And for these activities, you are going to get some monetary consideration. It means you are going to get money for doing such kind of activities. For example, worker working in a factory, or a person working in a restaurant, cooking in a restaurant. For that also he is getting the money. So in this activities, that is economic activities, whatever things you are going to do for that particular thing or activity, you are going to be get money or consideration, so that it is useful for your earning livelihood. Now we will start with the first part of economic activities, that is business. Here we'll start with the introduction or the main part of business. Business represent organized efforts by an individual or group of individuals. It means business is a one kind of activity which can be done by the individual person, that is single person, or by the group of people. They can come together and they can start any kind of business. Business is a systematic attempt by business person to produce goods and services and sell them in the market to reap the reward by way of profit. In short, business means producing goods and services and sell them in the market to earn profit. Production of goods means making of goods. It may be agricultural products or finished goods produced in factories. Goods can be produced with the manpower or with the help of machines. Distribution includes marketing of goods and services. It involves transport, warehousing, advertising, which facilitates, that is, which helps transfer of goods from producer to the final consumer. So students, in short, business means buying and selling of goods and services with the aim to earn profit, or business means doing production and distribution of goods and services with the aim of earning profit. Business can be done by an individual person or by the group of people. So here we are done with the introduction and meaning of business. Now we are going to move further with the definition of business. Definition of business. According to Professor Haney, business activities are all those human activities which are directed towards the production and processing of wealth. It means you have to do all the activities of production and distribution, which is also done by the human being, and it is a human activities, and main aim is the processing of wealth, that is earning the profit by production and distribution of goods and services. Students, now we are going to start with the characteristics or features of business. It means we are going to learn in detail what do you mean by business. So first point is business is an economic activity. Business is known as an economic activity because it is undertaken to earn money or livelihood. Whenever students we are doing any activity and if we are getting money for that activity is known as economic activity, and it is also known as the business. If you are giving something to your friend as a free gift, then it is not considered as a business, but one friend is selling one product. For example, one friend is selling the book to the another friend and taking the money, then it is considered as a business because he is getting the money profit by doing the buying and selling of books. If it is done out of love, affection, feeling, and sentiments, then it is not considered as a business. So that's why whenever you are doing anything, any activity, and if you are getting money, then it is considered as a business. Example, production of soap, jam, etc. In this, you are doing the production and selling it to the customer and earning the profit, then it is considered as a business. Now, second point is two parties. Every business transaction involves an exchange. Exchange, it means the goods goes from one person to the another person. One person is giving the goods to the another person and another person is giving the money to the one person. Minimum two parties are required for exchange, that is seller and buyer. It is necessary that should be contract or agreement between buyer and seller. That contract or agreement may be oral or written. So it is necessary that always you should do contract or agreement so that in future it should not create any kind of dispute between the both the person. But business cannot be done by a single party. Always it requires the two party, seller and buyer, because the seller is the person who sells the product to the another person, that is to the buyer, and buyers pay in return money to the seller. Third point is profit motive. Basic aim of every business activity is to earn the profit. Whenever you are doing business activity, that business you are doing only to earn the profit. If you are doing just for the helping others, then it is not considered as a business. It is considered as a doing social service. Businessmen always try to maximize profit either by increasing the volume of sales or reducing its cost. It means always businessmen try that after starting some period of their business, profit should increase day by day, and they try to increase the profit by increasing the sales or by reducing its cost, that is the cost of production. Profit is the spine of business which keeps the business going on in the long term. Profit is considered as a main part of the business, like spine is the main body part in the human being. In that way only, profit is the main part of the business, and that profit helps the business to be alive for the longer period of time in the market. Amount of profit may differ from business to business. That is, amount of profit may be different from business to business, what kind of business you are doing. Next point is production of goods and services. Business is carried out only when goods and services are produced and exchanged for money. Students, we had learned earlier also, business means production of goods and services with the aim of earning profit. So that's why it is said that business is carried out only when goods and services are produced and exchanged for money. Goods can be either manufactured or procured from the supplier with the aim of selling it to the consumer for the profit. It means you can either do the manufacturing of goods yourself or take it from the wholesaler and supply it to the consumer with the aim of earning the profit. Next point is exchange of goods and services. Business involves transfer of goods and services directly or indirectly with money or money's worth. So here also we can learn that in business, the transfer of goods and services. Transfer of goods and services, it means the goods will transfer from one person to the another person for money. It means first the goods are with the seller. Now the seller will give it to the buyer for money. It means for that purpose, the seller will take the money or money's worth. It means anything which is equivalent to the money. Monetary exchange is the exchange with money. For example, buying books for cash. If you are exchanging goods with money, then it is known as monetary exchange. On the other hand, you can see that in barter exchange, goods are exchanged for some other goods and services. For example, wheat is exchanged with rice. Here there is no involvement of money, but there is an involvement of any other goods which is equivalent to money, which we had learned before that business involves transfer of goods and services directly or indirectly with money or money's worth. Money's worth, it means which is equivalent to money, which is applicable in barter system. If goods are produced for personal consumption, it is not business activity. यानी कि like if we are doing anything for our personal consumption, that thing is not considered as a business. For example, if mom is cooking for child, it's not a business activity, but mom is cooking in a restaurant, it is considered as a business activity. For example, in your textbook, it is given like stitching a dress for a daughter. It is not considered as a business activity, but stitching a dress in a tailoring shop and taking stitching charges for that is a business activity. Same if goods are donated or given as a gift, then it cannot be considered as a business activity. For example, if you are giving anything to your friend as a gift, then it is not considered as a business activity. Or sometimes so many of the businessmen used to donate so many of the things in NGO or any of the orphanage, it is also not considered as a business activities. Next point is dealing in goods and services. Students, we had learned that business is buying and selling or producing or distributing the goods and services. So this point is related to that only, that it deals in goods and services. Every business transaction is concerned with either goods or services. Goods may be consumer goods or capital goods. It also deals with services which are intangible. Students, services are intangible. Intangible, it means which we cannot see, which we cannot touch, only we can feel. What are the services they are giving it to us? For example, transport, banking, insurance. These are the example of services. Now, we had learned earlier that goods may be consumer goods or capital goods. So here we are going to see the two types of goods, that is the consumer and capital goods. What are the examples? Goods is divided into two parts. First part is consumer goods. Consumer goods example is tea, milk, pencil, etc., which is the final goods which we are using for ourselves for our consumption purpose. Second part is the capital goods. Capital goods involves machinery, plant, furniture, etc., which is useful for doing further processing of any other products. Next point is the continuity in dealings. Every business regularity in transactions. That is, every business requires regular in transaction. One single transaction do not constitute business. If you are doing one transaction, it will not make a business. The transaction should be repeatedly conducted by the person to be treated as business. For example, if a person sells his own car and earn profit, then it will be not considered as business activity. But if a person is a car seller or dealer, so he sells and purchases car regularly, then it is considered as business activity. So here we can find out that business means you have to do the activities regular. If you are doing for a one time, it is not considered as a business activity. Next is the uncertain returns. In business, the returns are never predictable or guaranteed. It means the profit. The profit we cannot predict or guarantee that within this month I will get certain amount of profit. Businessmen may earn profit or may suffer a loss. The amount of profit earned may vary from time to time. Next is the element of risk. Whenever students we are doing the business, along with enjoying the profit, we are also having the fear of risk that is the loss. Because business is not only having the profit, always profit is attached with the risk that is the loss. Risk is the key element of every business which is concerned with exposure to loss. No business can be completely free from risk. It means risk is always attached with every business. Any of the business is not free from risk. Intensity of risk can be minimized but can't be avoided. It means some of the risk may be at a lesser amount, some of the business have more risk. For example, changes in consumer taste, likes, dislike, fashion, changes method of production, fire, theft, natural calamities. This may involve as a risk. Next is the customer satisfaction. Whenever we are doing the business, our main aim is to satisfy the customer because customer is the king of the market. Customer satisfaction is the ultimate aim of all business, that is economic activities. Modern business tries to satisfy the customer by providing quality products and services at a reasonable price. It means always they try to provide the quality products and whatever products is demanded by the customers. Business tries to create and retain customer by providing goods and services as per their expectation. It means always business try that whatever customer they are having, that customer should stay with them and they try to create, that is they try to take more and more customers, attract more and more customers towards their product by providing goods and services, that is the proper quality of goods and services as per their expectation of the customers. Thank you, students.